Hello, my name is Won-Jeong and I'm in the major of CTM at class of 19, and I'm now in charge of the chairperson of the 23rd UIC election committee.
I would like to ask you, how does the election works? What's the system in place?
So first of all, the UIC Congress, the UIC student representatives, consists of UIC Student Council and UIC Student Club Union and 19 major student councils and 3 field freshman student council, which are the UD, HAS, and ICD. And the representatives of those student units are elected through the process of UIC election. So, and all those elections are governed by the UIC election committee, and all schedules and factors are determined by us.
What are the duties and the responsibilities of an election committee?
I think I'm going to mention the election bylaws for us, because all the election progresses are done based on the election bylaws, the UIC election bylaws.
Wow.
Okay, so according to election bylaws Article 10.
Article 10!
Yes, the purpose of the UIC election committee to hold fair and democratic elections. The UIC election committee's right to decide and execute election affairs is delegated by the UIC Congress. So, in my case, I'm now in charge of the CTM chairperson. So that I have been nominated as an election committee chairperson. Our main works are planning and execution of the election duties and promotion of the election and activities to enhance the democracy and fairness of the election.
Okay, another question is, what are the monumental changes the election committee has contributed to UIC? Like, has there been any changes introduced or like the system in place or anything?
So our election bylaws are also made based on the central election bylaws. So to keep track on the changes on that central bylaws, so the UIC Congress keep amending our UIC election bylaws. So for example, we put articles regarding campaign team managers for the democratic progress of the election of the UIC representatives. So before the amendment of the last year, the representative candidates should have to contact directly to the election committee members. But we thought that would hinder the fair progress of the election committee.
Yeah.
So we made some bylaws regarding the campaign team managers to consider them to take them the method to contact the campaign teams.
So you changed the method of contact to make it more fair?
Yes.
Wow.
Since contacting directly to the representative candidates is not fair and democratic progress, so
That's true.
so that amendment was done last year.
Another question is, what are the parameters the election committee put in place to ensure discretion and fairness of the elections?
We are supervising the election based on the election bylaws, and according to bylaws, campaign teams that have received 3 warnings from us are disqualified from the election.
Oh wow.
Yes, and the reason for the warnings are various based on the election bylaws. Some warnings are due to the defects on the election documents that they have submitted, or others might be due to problems caused by the campaign team representatives that might interrupt the democratic election progress. There are online spaces that we are not able to supervise. The KakaoTalk individual chat room.
I see.
Yeah, there are limits that we could supervise. So I think the self-awareness is the most important factor.
That's true. This is a question for this year. Who are the parties that are campaigning this year?
There are 8 campaign teams for 7 election units.
Oh, okay.
And those units are UIC Student Council and Econ, LSBT, CTM, QRM, STP, and EESC Major Student Council.
Oh wow.
So among them, among those units, QRM Major Student Council is in the case of contested election.
Oh really?
Yeah, since there are 2 campaign teams that are running for the 6th QRM Major Student Council election.
So another question would be, how do you ensure that students in UIC get information regarding the elections?
So
Pre and post COVID, by the way.
okay, so one of the election committee's duties is to promote the election, so that many students would participate in the voting progress. So the UIC election committee have been using Facebook page for the official place of communication.
Oh, using Facebook, okay.
Yeah, so major notifications are notified through our page, and those notifications are shared through the UIC Congress members to all major chat rooms, Kakao chat rooms, so that students are able to get the notification regarding the election progress. So for this March election, the 23rd UIC election committee have been focusing on keeping advertising of the election, and for that we have made 2 voting introduction videos and 5 posters to enhance the voter turnout.
Which really worked.
Yes. In fact, the UIC students were able to achieve more than 50% of voter turnout for the every election units, even though the Underwood International College has many students.
How does voting process look like? Like if I were to vote for example, if I'm a CTM major wanting to vote for the CTM representative, how do I do that?
The overall election progress is governed by the UIC election committee, but the voting progress and the ballot counting process is done by the Central Election Committee due to the electronic voting system.
Oh, I see.
So when the voting period comes, you are able to get the message from the school, the university, with the link that you are able to vote.
Oh, so you vote electronically?
Yes. So if you click that link, you for this March election, the UIC Student Council representative candidate is here, so you are able to vote for him, and also if you are CTM student, you are also able to vote for CTM Major Student Council.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's really interesting.
That is done automatically.
What does the process of becoming an election committee member look like?
Okay, so as mentioned before, the UIC election committee is delegated by the UIC Congress, and according to election bylaws, the UIC presidents, UIC student presidents, and Major Student Council, and UIC Student Club Union, and Field Freshman Student Council delegate members to UIC election committee, since they are the members of the UIC Congress.
So you have to be Congress first, then you can be an election team member.
Yes, that's exactly. But in order for an individual who are not a member of the UIC Congress to become a UIC election committee member, the affiliated Major Student Council or UIC Student Club Union shall determine the individual's delegation to the legislative organ. So other members that are not included in the UIC Congress are also able to become the UIC Congress member after the determination of the regarding Major Student Council.
Do you have any last words you want to say for the video?
For this March election, the voter turnout for the UIC election units were really high compared to the previous elections.
Really?
Yeah, we would like to sincerely appreciate for your consideration towards the March election, and please keep your consideration toward the further election that could be done in November or March or
Anytime.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you.